up, YouTube family? This is Pam from Pam Entertainment TV. How's everybody doing? Listen, today we're going to be reviewing basically episode 4 and episode 5 of the What If series. I'm going to put the actual names of the titles of the episodes down in the description box. I will tell you this. First of all, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are. Thank you for joining me. If you like what you see or if you like what you've had seen, please consider giving me a thumbs up and also subscribing. Also telling other people about my channel that I do movie reviews, television reviews, and I review instances in pop culture just to see how it'll affect our daily lives. If you like what you see, give me a thumbs up. Have somebody else come by, see if they like what they see, and also to give me a thumbs up. So let's get into this. Now, I did do my due diligence. I did record last week's episode. However, somewhere in there, either I did not hit record like I thought I hit record, or it has got lost in the ether. So I apologize for that. So, it's been over a week and everybody that watched the What If series has probably seen it. So my review of it as a separate review would get lost in the sauce, and that's okay. But last week's episode, that was a very heart, gut-wrenching episode. But it showed us the importance of going through the stages of grief. And I know a lot of people would be like, oh, Pamela, what are you talking about? How important it is to go through the stages of grief and not to make so many big decisions while you're going through the stages of grief. I know people say, well, you got to keep busy, you got to keep stuff, da-da-da. And you notice that he did keep busy, but that busyness did not allow for him to go through those stages. So it's very important. And those of you all that are empathic and are acutely aware of that, once you see you have a loved one going through those stages of grief, you be the watcher, but intervene as you need to. So, and speaking of the watcher, so that was just my little PSA about last week's episode. And speaking of the watcher, did he not just go off on Doctor Strange? He broke character. So look, I'm finna tell you what you did was wrong. Now, everybody knows from the last episode. If you hadn't watched that last episode, go watch it. It was, in my opinion, out of the 5 episodes, that's my number 1 episode. And I hate that I lost the footage of me reviewing that because it was very heartfelt. It was an episode that is timely, talking about grief, what lengths that we will do to try to bring our loved ones back. And for Doctor Strange, that caused for the whole destruction of a whole universe. And how sorry he is because all those actions, everything you do, it's not going to bring your loved ones back. However, that is why it's so important. When people talk about communing with the ancestors, that's what's important. We know that you're never going to bring them back in their physical state, but they're always alive in here, and they're always alive here. So you think about them, you think about the good times, you think about those things that you loved about them. And that lives on. That's that immortality in your head. So as long as you are alive and you see them and you know them, talk about them, understand, talk about them. They stay alive that way. You can be upset about their physical body being gone, but don't let that stop you from thinking about and loving them as you remember them. Okay? Excuse me. So let's get on this episode. Baby, move my mic over this way because I don't know if you hear me good or not. I'm just talking and my mic wasn't even in front of me so that you can hear. So this episode starts off. Hope, Hank Pym is trying to find his wife after 30 some odd years. And that was in Ant-Man, the first Ant-Man. He's trying to find his wife, goes down into the quantum realm, and then she gets infected by a virus. Well, no one knows that she's infected with the virus. So when Hank Pym finds her, he sees her, bam, she bites him or does whatever. And because they brought her back, that virus spread. It went through Hank Pym in the Pacific Southwest like wildfire. Because once it got out, it got out. So this is where the destruction pretty much, let me put these, how these look. These are my little blue light glasses. So this is where the destruction, this is where the destruction happens, because the Avengers come, and they, they're here to save the day, and they end up causing for the virus to spread worldwide simply because they're the Avengers. They can go anywhere and everywhere in a drop of a hat. And that's basically what happened. So then we end up in New York, where we see like Okoye, Spider-Man, Bucky, Happy. I can't think of what the guy with the accent. I don't know if it was an Italian accent. I don't know exactly who he was. But let me just go back a little bit further. We see the episode actually starts where we see where Thor Ragnarok ended, where you see the Hulk, not Thor Ragnarok. Lord, I done got all my movies all caught up in my head. But y'all remember an Endgame when you see when you see the Hulk come crashing into the Sanctum Sanctorum. He gets up like, hey, Thanos is coming. He goes outside and it's quiet. I mean, it is out there just quiet. Then all of a sudden, Thanos' people follow him there, and they're about to kill him. And then Tony Stark and Iron Man, and who was that? It was Iron Man. Was it Captain America? And there was a third one, but I couldn't see who that was. They come in, and Bruce Banner's like, yeah, get him. Baby, they get those two Thanos teammates, and they started eating them. Bruce is standing there like, yeah, hey, y'all going too far. Y'all going too far. It's not funny, but I'm just saying that would have been a sight to see, that you sitting up here, people are saving you. You think they're saving you, but they're just like, they used they used Thanos' crew members as an appetizer, and they were saving you for the main meal. But anyway, the Hulk is saved. Bruce Banner. So I'm going to be talking about, I say the Hulk and Bruce Banner, but I'm talking about the same person. The Hulk is saved, and by our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man and Hope Van Dyne. And they get them. And like I said, it was Hope, Spider-Man, Bucky, Okoye, Happy. And I don't know who this guy is. I've never seen him before. I don't know exactly who he is. But they saved the day. They realize that there are some survivors, and they realize that it's out there in New Jersey. They get this signal. So they're trying to go through the signal, and the best way to go through Jersey is to go by the train. So they get to the train station. They do all these little different things, and Sharon Carter. That's who's there too. So Okoye tells them to split up. So half of them go to the train, and half of them will just are on watch. Ends up Spider-Man and them get the train ready, but Sharon loses her life because Sharon and Happy lose their lives. They get bit by Hawkeye and Falcon and the Winter Soldier. They all ate up. Bucky and Okoye end up killing them. So the train moves, and they're on their way to New Jersey. And then we find out also that they go to New Jersey. Captain America shows up. Bucky ends up splitting Captain America in two, because Captain America bites Sharon. She gets split in two. He gets split in two, but then we find out that Hope has been bit. And so Hope is like, hey, we need to get y'all to New Jersey. The train stops for whatever reason. They run out of gas. And she was like, we got to get you out of New Jersey. We just going to have to walk. And so she gets really, really big like they do in those suits. And she walks all over the zombies. The zombies end up, she gets them into the base, but the zombies overtake Hope. What's interesting is they get in the base and they find out that the zombies are not trying to come into the base. They are standing straight at that door and they are not trying to come in. We get in and then we find out that Vision is there. And when I saw Vision, I was like, where's Wanda? Where is Wanda? Because wherever there's a Vision, there's a Wanda. And Vision is like, yeah, the Mind Stone, something about the Mind Stone causes for them not to attack. So he was saying that it's a brain disease. It whatever's going on affects their brain. And if they can figure out how to emit the signal that the Mind Stone is emitting, that they can survive this zombie apocalypse. But then we find out that there is Vision has an ulterior motive because he is trying to keep save Wanda. We find Wanda. Well, Bucky finds Wanda because Vision was like, hey, what you're looking for is not there. Because I think Bucky went to go look for some way to get out of there or to see if there was anybody else. I don't know what the motivation for him to go. But Vision was like, well, you're not going to find what you're looking for. But he ends up finding Black Panther. Black Panther, somebody missing the leg. I don't know how his leg got missing. So I don't know if the Vision, that wasn't explained because if the zombies would have eaten him, he would have turned into a zombie. So that lets me know that did Vision cut his leg off? They didn't. They didn't say anything about that. But Black Panther was missing a leg. And I'm wanting to know what happened to that leg. Did he feed that leg to Wanda? Did he feed that leg to Wanda? Who Vision? Did he feed that leg to Wanda? Wanda gets out, and she is all powerful. Her brain gets affected, but she still has all her powers, and we all know how strong Wanda is, the Scarlet Witch is. So we thinking there's a little glimmer of hope. We thinking there's just a little glimmer of hope that they're gonna get away. Bucky risks his life to help them get away. The Hulk, but I noticed that the Hulk wasn't affected. So I'm wondering, was his skin too tough for them to bite? Was the flavor bad, or what was going on? Because he had the green seasoning. So did they not like the green seasoning? Maybe it was too spicy for them. I don't know. I'm making all kinds of jokes. But the Hulk is just like him and Wanda are going at it. They're fighting. It gives the heroes a chance to get up and get away. Oh, I forgot to mention that Scott was still living, but he was just the head. I don't know what happened to the rest of his body. I guess he got that Zoloft treatment that he's just sitting there just a head. He's not a body. He just has his head. His brain was functioning and everything like that. So they get away and they're getting ready to go to Wakanda. And as everything fades off and we see that this is a glimmer of hope, we get to Wakanda, child. I had forgotten all about Thanos. I had forgotten that Bruce Banner came back to tell everybody Thanos was there. Well, Thanos got there. And Thanos got bit. Thanos got overrun. And now you got Thanos sitting over here waiting for that Mind Stone to come to Wakanda. And now what we're going to have? It is going to be awful. So they cut it off. That was the end. Baby, absolutely mayhem. So this is just my first watch. This is just my little take after my first watch. If you liked what you heard, if you like anything about this video, just give me a thumbs up. Again, this is Pam from Pam Entertainment TV. Y'all have a good evening.